Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we've got huge news. One of the legends of Street Outlaws, the man himself, Jeff Lutz, is headed to race IHRA Pro Mod this weekend. That's right, Jeff is stepping out of the no prep world for a minute and bringing one of his baddest machines, the former No Prep Kings Mustang, to mix it up with the Pro Mod crowd. And let me tell you, this could be one of the most exciting things we've seen in a while. Now, before we talk about Jeff's Mustang and why this move is so significant, let's set the stage. Over the past couple of seasons, we've seen a trend. More and more drivers from the Street Outlaws universe are venturing into IHRA and other Pro Mod events. We're talking about guys like Cole Pez, Kelley, Disco Dean, and even Clay Cole at one point. These guys have proven they can handle the pressure of no prep. And now they're showing the world that their cars and skills translate to the sticky, high-stakes world of Pro Mod racing. And now, Jeff Lutz is joining that list. Think about how wild that is. Jeff isn't just a competitor. He's one of the most respected builders, tuners, and drivers in the entire drag racing community. For him to take his NPK Mustang to IHRA Pro Mod means we're going to see something special. Let's talk about the car. The Mustang Jeff's bringing isn't just any build. It's powered by a Proline Hemi with a ProCharger strapped to it. During the recent speed promotion season, Jeff even experimented with spraying nitrous on this combo, just like many of the top ProCharger racers have been doing. It gave him some extra punch when he needed it. But here's the catch. IHRA Pro Mod rules don't allow the nitrous assist in this setup. That means Jeff's coming in with the straight-up ProCharger Hemi combo, no bottle. But don't worry, this is still one of the most competitive and reliable combos in drag racing today. And here's where it gets exciting. The weight. In IHRA Pro Mod, the minimum weight for a ProCharger Hemi car is right around 2,600 to 2,620 pounds. Jeff's Mustang is already one of the lightest and most efficient cars in his arsenal. He's run it in that exact weight range before. So what does that mean? It means the car is perfectly legal, perfectly set up, and most importantly, perfectly competitive. At that weight, with Jeff's tuning expertise, you can bet this thing is going to fly. Now, Jeff isn't short on cars. Don't forget, he still has Mad Max, the twin-turbo big-block Pro Mod Camaro that's been 3.70s in the eighth and 5.70s in the quarter mile. He's also got the GTO, another twin-turbo big-block setup, which is incredibly light and absolutely lethal on a well-prepped surface. And then there's the 57 Chevy, his most recent pride and joy, with a twin-turbo Hemi under the hood. Any of those cars could compete at a high level in IHRA, but Jeff chose the Mustang for this one, and I think that tells us a lot. Why the Mustang? Simple. Consistency and reliability. The Proline Hemi with the ProCharger is one of the most bulletproof combos in racing right now. It's not temperamental like some of the turbo setups can be, and it doesn't require chasing every little detail just to keep it alive. Jeff knows that if he brings the Mustang, it's going to go down the track every pass, it's going to repeat, and it's going to give him a real shot at making noise in Pro Mod. And let's talk about numbers. On the right track, in good air, that Mustang can run in the low 360s to the 8th mile, maybe even quicker. That's right there with the top screw-blown and nitrous cars that dominate IHRA. In less than ideal conditions, you're looking at high 3.60s to low 3.70s, which is still absolutely competitive. This isn't just Jeff showing up to test and tune. This is Jeff showing up to compete. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Wait, why not bring Mad Max or the GTO? And that's fair. On paper, those twin-turbo cars can make more raw horsepower than the ProCharger Mustang. But here's the thing. Power isn't everything. We've seen it time and time again. On a no-prep track, turbos struggle to put all that power down. On a prep track, they shine. But they're still not as consistent as a ProCharger setup. And consistency is what wins in Pro Mod. Jeff's no fool. He knows exactly what combination gives him the best chance, and that's the Mustang. What makes this so cool is that we're seeing a true crossover moment. This is a car that was designed, built, and proven in the No Prep Kings world. One of the toughest, most unpredictable formats out there. Now it's stepping onto the IHRA Pro Mod stage, where prep is king, speeds are higher, and competition is absolutely brutal. And if Jeff can hang with those guys, or even beat them, it proves once again what we've been saying for years. Street Outlaws racers are the real deal. This also says a lot about Jeff's hunger as a racer. He's not content just staying in one lane. He's pushing himself, pushing his equipment, and showing the world that he can compete anywhere. That's what makes Jeff Lutz different. He doesn't just want to show up. He wants to dominate. And here's what I love about this move. It brings the fans together. Street Outlaws fans are going to tune in because they want to see Jeff. Pro Mod fans are going to tune in because they want to see how a Street Outlaws racer stacks up. And everyone's going to be talking about it after the fact. That's how the sport grows. When legends like Jeff cross boundaries and make headlines. So here's my prediction. Jeff's Mustang is going to shock some people. Don't be surprised if you see him running mid-360s this weekend, going rounds, and maybe even parking it in the winner's circle. It's not just possible, it's very possible. And if that happens, Jeff Lutz's name is going to be echoing across both the Street Outlaws world and the Pro Mod world like never before. Bottom line, this weekend at IHRA Pro Mod is going to be must-watch. Jeff Lutz is bringing his A-game, bringing one of his fastest cars, and showing once again why he's one of the baddest men in drag racing. So stay tuned, keep your eyes on the time slips, and get ready to witness history. Because when Jeff Lutz shows up, he's not there to play, he's there to win. Now let's dig a little deeper into what makes this move so fascinating. The IHRA Pro Mod scene is no joke. It's a battlefield full of some of the toughest cars and drivers on the planet. You've got screw blowers, nitrous monsters, and high-dollar operations that live and breathe this class. For Jeff to bring a car that was forged in the chaos of No Prep Kings and enter this arena is like bringing a gladiator trained in the streets to fight in the Coliseum. It's not just racing, it's a statement. And let's not forget, Jeff isn't new to Pro Mod racing. Years back, he was already running his Mad Max Camaro, which dipped into the 570s in the quarter mile. That's serious territory, folks. He knows what it takes to line up against the best in the business, and he knows the discipline it requires to race on a prep track versus the wild nature of no prep. That experience, combined with his engineering brain, is what makes him such a dangerous competitor. He doesn't just drive fast, he thinks fast. Another big factor here is the reliability of the ProCharger Hemi combo. Unlike some of the other power adders, this setup gives you speed without sacrificing dependability. That means more passes, fewer broken parts, and a better chance to go rounds on race day. And in Pro Mod, where rounds mean everything, that could be the difference between going home early and standing on stage at the end of the night. Jeff's Mustang might not always be the absolute fastest car on the property, but it's likely going to be one of the most consistent, and that's deadly. And think about what this does for his reputation. Jeff Lutz is already a legend in Street Outlaws. He's respected for his builds, his innovation, and his ability to race anything, anywhere. But now, by stepping into IHRA Pro Mod with a former No Prep Kings car, he's essentially saying, I can hang with anybody, in any arena. That's how you build legacy, not just by dominating your lane, but by crossing over and proving yourself everywhere. There's also a bigger story here, and it's about the future of drag racing. Fans love crossover moments. When Street Outlaws guys jump into NHRA or IHRA, it brings eyeballs. It bridges the gap between the TV audience and the hardcore racing crowd. If Jeff has success this weekend, it could open the door for more Street Outlaws competitors to make the leap. Imagine seeing guys like Ryan Martin or Kelley mixing it up with Pro Mod regulars. That's the kind of crossover energy that grows the sport for everybody. Of course, there's also the element of surprise. A lot of Pro Mod veterans might be looking at Jeff's Mustang and thinking, that's just a TV car. It can't hang with us. But here's where they're underestimating him. Jeff isn't just a TV personality. He's a racer through and through. He's built cars that have broken records, survived drag week, and run on both the street and the strip. He's got more seat time than most people give him credit for. And when you underestimate someone like that, you're setting yourself up to get beat. So let me wrap this up with this. When Jeff Lutz rolls into IHRA Pro Mod this weekend with his Mustang, it's not just another race. It's a chance to shake the foundation of two racing worlds. Street Outlaws fans will be watching, Pro Mod fans will be watching, and all of us are about to witness one of the most exciting crossovers in recent memory. Will he win? We'll see. But one thing's for sure, Jeff Lutz is about to make history, one pass at a time.